What do you mean I didn't dress appropriately? What do you mean I didn't speak with the judge well? She didn't look like she had anything to say, and I didn't know anything. What do you mean I had a bad attitude? A goal sheet? What's that? Oh, just 'cause you made it to the Iowa State Fair and I didn't, you think you know more about 4-H? Whatever. Who honestly thought I was going to start my presentation like that? I'm Emily Campbell, and today I'm going to teach everyone in this room how to go for the gold. 4 easy steps to prepare for fair. Today we'll be discussing some major topics that factor into how you do. They include personal appearance, speaking with the judge, preparing your project, and attitude. We'll begin with personal appearance. Although there's one common dress code here at the Iowa State Fair, every county's dress code varies. In my county, Audubon County, we're required to wear our 4-H t-shirt, jeans, and closed-toe shoes, and I always wear boots. Some people like to use tennis shoes. Be sure to follow your county's guidelines because not only are they the rules, but your personal appearance factors into your confidence level. Compare the sloppy dressed person to the uniform dressed person. Not only notice what they are wearing, but how they're standing, their facial expression, and what they're doing in the picture. Does any 4-H'er in the audience think they're wearing the appropriate 4-H outfit to show at your county fair or here at the Iowa State Fair? You. Come on up here. What's your name?
Grace Christensen.
So I look at her, and I'm going to start with her shirt. She's wearing her 4-H t-shirt from her county. She's also wearing jeans, which is a plus, and she's wearing tennis shoes. So I want everyone in this audience today to clap if you think that Grace is wearing the appropriate 4-H outfit to show. Thank you. You can sit down. Next, we'll discuss speaking with the judge. The first thing you need to know when speaking with the judge is your posture. If you sit with a small arc in your back, about halfway back in your chair with your chin up slightly, that would be considered good posture. You also need to keep good eye contact with the judge at all times. Always focus your view on the judge or your project. Eye contact shows that you're interested. Another thing to keep in mind is your tone of voice. If I speak like I'm speaking right now with a higher tone of voice, everyone in this room can probably tell I'm happy to be up here and happy to give this presentation to you. But if I talk like this, I don't want to be here, and I'm tired, and I want to go home to bed. All of these factor into your confidence level, so be sure to do these all correctly. Compare not enough eye contact to too much eye contact. If I looked at our judge today like this the whole time, I probably wouldn't do very good because I didn't keep eye contact with her, and that showed I was not confident. But if I looked at all of you in this room like this, you might think I'm staring at you, and that probably wouldn't help your score. But for those of you who can't see my eye contact that I'm sharing with you today, the eye contact I'm giving or in the picture is perfect, which shows you're confident, ready to go, and ready to win. You can also compare poor posture and good posture. In the picture where I'm being judged with my judge, not only do I have correct posture, but I'm keeping good eye contact with her. In the cartoon, which is just a little bit exaggerated, but is true, You can notice that he's very sluggish and sitting and slouching incorrectly. The third factor we'll be talking about is preparing your project. You need to worry about goals. Goals give you somewhere to aim for, and they help you do better at your county fair. So include a goal sheet with all of your write-ups. I also noticed that people need to do more write-ups, and that's something I strongly recommend. Not only does it help you understand your project better and help other people understand your project, it can also help you get to state fair. Some things I would include in a write-up would be a recipe, a goal sheet, patterns, instructions, pictures, a log of your cost, anything you did with this project that makes it your project. You also need to put your projects in the correct category. A common question is, what is a paper dress? Environment or clothing? If your goal was to make a dress out of recycled materials, then your category would be environment. But if your goal was to learn about design principles, then your category would be clothing, because your categorization is based on your goal. You also need to know your stuff. During conference judging, you need to talk well with the judge and explain to her everything that you know about your project. This is called showmanship and is also a major factor in choosing a state fair exhibit from your county. An example of a good goal would be very detailed, like this. I wanted to make a shelf all my books would fit on before I went to garage sales and got new books. A not so good goal would be, I wanted to win a purple ribbon and go to state fair. Although this is a goal and something good to aim for, this is not very detailed and you can apply it to anything in 4-H. The final topic I'll be talking to you about today is attitude. You need to keep a positive attitude with the judge when you speak with him or her. You need to speak with a higher tone of voice and keep your eyebrows raised. That shows you have a better attitude. Because if I talk like this the whole time I give my presentation to all of you today, I would lose a lot of interest. You also need to keep an open mind when you're being judged, because many times advice from a judge at conference judging will help you on in later years in that project area. If you go in and say, I'm ready and I'm going to take the advice she gives me and I'm going to put it to use next year, you'll probably not only do better, but you'll feel better about how you did. If you go in and say, this is the only way it can be done, this is how I'm going to do it, and you're wrong, I'm right, not only will you probably not do very good, you won't feel very good when the judge says, sorry, your attitude's bad, I'm not going to consider you for state. If you put these two elements to use correctly, it'll be a smooth experience for both you and the judge. Now that my presentation is almost over, let's review what we talked about today so you guys can do better in 4-H. You need to have good eye contact and correct body language. You also need to have correct posture and dress appropriately. You need to share a positive attitude with the judges. You also need to prepare goals and write-ups and place your projects in the correct category. You need to be a whiz on your topic, you need to keep an open mind, and most importantly, you need to have fun. That's what 4-H is all about. Are there any questions about what I talked about today, or me as a 4-H'er and my experiences with judging? The question was, what are my thoughts on the khaki pants versus jeans? I think as long as you follow the below the knee rule that they're okay, but in our county we're required to have jeans. Your county may be different, so just check out what's right and dress how you think is correct if there's no guidelines. Are there any other questions? question was, how many static things have I had at the Iowa State Fair? I've been eligible for 3 years, and I've had 9 things go, including photography, food and nutrition, animal science, and environment. Are there any other questions? The question was, do I practice what I preach? I try as hard as I can, and I think I do a decent job at doing it. My question was, where did I learn my information? I do have sources listed at the end, but a lot of it came from my own personal experience. Are there any other questions? That's the end of my presentation. So thank you for watching, and remember, you don't have to be an Olympian to go for the gold. So have a great day and have fun at the 2012 Iowa State Fair. I used a lot of sources when preparing my project, some of which included Job Seekers, Conversation Aid, Selfgrowth.com, the Audubon County Fair Book, Marshall Education, Taylor County 4-H, ISU Extension and Outreach, Audubon County Extension and Outreach Office, and most importantly, my own personal experience is where I learned a lot of my information. So thanks again, and that's the end of my presentation. Have a great day.